And we are just about set for football, about 2 hours and 21 minutes later. Jordan Smith, it'll be a touchback for South Carolina State to start things off. Out of Jacksonville, Florida, 3rd and 6. Looking to throw, a little screen pass is picked off, and here comes Georgia Tech the other direction. Kyle Kennard getting the start at defensive end, coming up big.
You run a screen pass, but you've got to sell it. You've got to make the defense believe you're trying to block them. They did not sell the screen, and you saw him sit.
Kennard, a local product out of Riverwood High School, setting up this Georgia Tech offense in business, 1st and 10 at the 15. That little tunnel screen, we saw that a lot last week. Christian Leary on the reception, can't get anywhere on the pass from Haynes King.
And a good job by Michael Brunson to get around the would-be blocker, Seether, something that they had a big play with that same play last week. You just mentioned it, Chucky. But a good job by Brunson to get around the tight end and make that tackle.
Haynes King, a fantastic debut last week at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. 28 points they scored in the second quarter, but unable to maintain that lead in the second half against Louisville. Going quickly out wide again. This is going to be a loss of 1 on the pass to Chase Lane. Tackled by DeMarcus Doe, the safety.
And once again, a good reaction by the South Carolina State defenders. They're attacking the football.
This defense, Forrest, has been pretty good through 2 weeks. The numbers don't reflect some of the success they've had. They've been on the field a lot in some tough situations. 3rd and 12, looking for an early stop. King throwing, open man at the 10-yard line, inside the 5 down to the 4. Malik Rutherford on his first grab at 5 catches for 85 yards last week.
And you see King does a good job. He knows where he wants to go at the football. You get your ball to your athlete in space and you allow him to make plays for you. You don't have to throw for the first down. Get it to your athletes. Give them the space to operate and do what they do best.
2 tight ends set here, 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. King hands off, up the middle, touchdown, Jamal Haynes, the sophomore. Perfect start. The interception, Kyle Kennard, the big man, setting him up, and then it's Haynes on the ground. Gavin Stewart's kick is up and good. 3rd and 6. Corey Fields throwing, and a little miscommunication. It looked like intended target was Richard Bailey.
The strategies that we looked at coming into this ball game, but they're just lining up and going for it.
Cobb boots this one away out of bounds near the 35-yard line to keep it away from Dominic Blaylock. Brings up 2nd and 10. Man in motion is Malik Rutherford. Handoff up the middle. Some space here, and breaking through for about 13 yards, Trey Cooley. Running through some arm tackles, finally brought down by Benjamin.
And the thing about Cooley, he runs behind his pads. He runs with the low center of gravity, and he keeps his legs churning. That's what you want to see from your backs.
Some tempo here from Georgia Tech. Said they wanted to do this week. King under pressure. Pretty good throw, and it is caught. What a catch by Rutherford. We're going to take a look at this last play. Let's see if Rutherford did bring this in.
And you see what happened on that play. A good job. I think he catches the football, but I thought it was an excellent job by the tackles. When you look at the tackles, great job by the offensive line.
That was ruled a catch in the break. Call confirmed. Now Cooley bounces it outside to the 10 and slips down near the 7-yard line. A pickup of 21 yards on 1st and 10.
Able to get to the outside, bounce it to the outside. He's got good stop and go ability, and he's got good vision, and that's what you look for from your back.
Scores in the red zone through 2 weeks, but just 2 of those have been touchdowns. 3rd and goal. King with plenty of time, lobbing and caught, corner of the end zone. Dominic Blaylock, his first catch as a member of Georgia Tech.
Once again, watch the time that King takes. He allows the play to develop, and then he delivers a strike where only his guy can high point the football and make a play on it. Once again, that's trust in your offensive line. They're going to give you the time that you need. And when you've got a new quarterback coming in, this is just his 2nd game of live action with this offensive line.
7 plays, 60 yards in just under 2.5 minutes. Had a great week of practice. 2nd and 4 again on the option play outside. They have the first down, their first of the game. Tyler Smith working with Washington there. 3rd and 5. They've set themselves up nicely after 1st and 15. The option again, Washington keeping. He has a first down across midfield to the 48-yard line. Taking a look at him. We'll keep an eye out for him on the sideline. 3rd and long. Throwing downfield, tipped, and incomplete. Bulldogs do make it into Georgia Tech territory for the first time today, but nothing doing. End-over-end kick. Blaylock fields it at the 21. A fair catch. 31-yard punt there by Cobb. Georgia Tech going quickly here. Jamal Haynes on the carry, making a couple people miss near the first down marker. He gets about 11 yards and does move the chains. A little after your time.
Absolutely.
Handoff first down. That's the big man Cooley charging forward for a pickup of about 6 yards to move the chains.
With Chris Winkie, a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback.
Handoff Cooley, first down, charging forward to the 37-yard line. Georgia Tech back on offense here, so it's Buddy Pugh's defense that has to go to work here. Haynes King looking downfield, open man inside the 15. It's the Texas A&M transfers.
You see the familiarity, Haynes King with the pump fake. You make the defense stop and react, and a good job.
2nd down, King, plenty of time here, into the flats to Cooley, 5-yard line, spinning, and he's out of bounds. The tough part to swallow is the disqualification, which is very harsh. Handoff to Cooley, and that ball came out there. South Carolina State says they have it, and they do.
Let's watch here. He's actually got punched out, it looked like. I think that was number 25.
Yeah, Jamari Benjamin and Jalen Evans came up with it, just caught it out of the air.
Yeah, number 25 punched the ball out, and then Jalen Evans is able to grab it out the air.
Washington, maybe a little bit of a blown play, trying to make something of it, runs through an arm tackle, puts his shoulder down, he's across the 35, gets 17 on first down.
Point of attack. A good job covering up the defenders, and you see number 72 climb up and be able to cover.
Georgia Tech losing 2 100-plus tacklers from a season ago at those linebacker positions. Dragged down in the backfield, Kevin Harris.
And Kevin Harris, long arms, quick twitch, and he's able to get around the edge. You see him, it's almost like he said, okay, enough is enough, Washington. Stop this.
And you talked about right out of the gates trying to speed this game up a little bit. Washington throws it out and goes out of bounds. You wonder, it was almost looked like a forward pass.
And you see pursuit from the opposite side of the field. A good job by Paul Moala to come across the formation. Quarterback make the decision as opposed to making the defense.
Empty set, man in motion. Washington on the keeper here on 3rd and long, trying to get the edge, and he's going to be knocked out. He gets about 7 yards. Maxion Cobb back out there to punt this one away again. Gets a good boot to this one. Down inside the 20 for Blaylock, but has a chance to return it up the sideline. Blaylock trying to go back across the field. He's going to be dropped at about the 38-yard line by Jaden Jones. A 19-yard return for Blaylock to set up this Georgia Tech offense. Postponement of the game, or the delay, excuse me, will affect that. Said he just wants to put smiles on people's faces. A wide-open receiver out wide is Chase Lane, who's across midfield for a first down to pick up a 14. Start at left tackle. They move Jordan Williams out to right tackle. Haynes pushes forward, another first down. Connor Scaglione, the Princeton transfer, who's played a lot of football at right guard today, and they've looked really good so far.
Well, what you're seeing from this offensive line is you're seeing the offensive tackles do a good job of keeping the width of the pocket. The guards in the center are being stout at the point of attack, and they're not allowing for pressure to come in Haynes King's face.
King again, plenty of time out to Haynes, who is knocked down in the backfield. King looking downfield, has an open man. It's the freshman! Back-to-back weeks, Eric Singleton Jr., 40-yard strike from Haynes King.
Bradley got caught looking in the backfield. You've got to pay attention and stay on top of your receivers. You can't allow the receiver to climb up.
5 plays, 62 yards, over 2 minutes and 16 seconds. The extra point is good from Gavin Stewart. Trying to run the option outside. Washington tripped up, and they stop him on 3rd and short. Eddie Kelly got a piece of him. Georgia Tech's been close to a couple of these. Coming after this one again. Low line drive picked up by Blaylock. And he is surrounded. Great coverage on that punt by South Carolina State. It's Burrows again on the tackle. A continuing tradition of great defense at South Carolina State. They've had some tremendous players come out of there. Great strong run here to the 45. Still on his feet to the 42-yard line. Dante Smith finally dragged down by Malcolm McGee. There's also a late flag. Somehow that turned into a 14-yard gain. King hands it off. Chance to get outside for Smith. Dragged down, but he does get the first down. Tackle by DeMarcus Doe, who has been active. King looking, wide open receiver, middle of the field. Breaking tackles now across the 35-30 and dropped down at the 27-yard line. Christian Leary on the grab. 25 yards to move the chains.
And watch Leary on this play. This is the Alabama transfer, the quick track guy. You see him able to shift gears. He's very twitchy. And in the open field, that is what you expect from your athletes. Let them be athletic in the open field.
Handoff to him this time, dropped in the backfield. Big hit coming off the edge.
I don't like that play because it's east and west. You want to get him going north and south. When you go east and west, you allow defenders in pursuit to get up the field. He was never able to plant that out.
Durant with the Rams had 3 picks as a rookie last year. They've got some big-time pros right now. King looking downfield again. That one's batted away. Jamari Benjamin last week. He missed a 54-yarder at the end of the first half and then a 33-yarder. This one up, and it is going to be pulled left. No good.
What he brings to the table for this defense when he's playing.
The older players in FBS, this is a wide open receiver across midfield into Georgia Tech territory. Richard Bailey, the grad student, 25.
And a good job by Corey Fields identifying where the open man would be.
Snaps it with 2 on the play clock. Out to Tony, who breaks a tackle, puts the shoulder down. Look at the big man go. A first down inside the 30, breaking 2 tackles. 1st and 10, 1:04 on the clock. Fields flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield, lobs it up, and contact. Flag comes out. It was underthrown, and it kind of worked to their advantage. Miles Sims runs right through. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Fields looking across the middle. It is caught, and just short of the goal line, Jordan Smith with a nice grab in traffic.
And a great job by Fields fitting the ball in there. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football. And a good job squeezing that football by Jordan Smith. You've got a defender coming across. He's able to hold the ball close to himself. When Miles Brooks makes the tackle, preventing him from getting a touchdown.
1st and goal, run up the middle, and they're in. Touchdown. Casey Fields, the true freshman, into the end zone for the first score of the day for the Bulldogs.
Watch the offensive line on this play. You see them moving guys, pushing the defenders into the end zone, and a good job by the back knowing where the push is coming from on the right side of that offensive line, and he's able to get to the end zone.
Need to take care of business every day. Spinning is Haynes. Nice move in the backfield. Now cuts it upfield. Across the 40. Here goes Haynes to the 35, 25, inside the 20, and dragging a defender inside the 10-yard line. Jamal Haynes, what a run. Up the Yellow Jackets.
And this is what you cannot have happen. But once again, you see the guards in the center climb up to the second-level defenders and cover them up. And when you do that and you give Haynes the lane that he needs, he's got the speed to get to the outside.
Haynes in the backfield with Haynes King. Gonna throw it. Looking to the sideline corner of the end zone. Caught. It's Brett Seither, the 2nd week in a row in a similar spot.
Once again, great job by Haynes King to find his tight end. And You talk about killing momentum for South Carolina State. They were looking to go in.
Talked about some of the players they've had come through. Short kick here. Christian Leary coming up, but it's going to be fielded by Haynes instead. Here he goes, breaking it to the outside, cutting upfield to the 40 and pushed out near the 45-yard line by the kicker Cobb. 31-yard return on the short kick there. King, 15 of 19, $166, 3 touchdowns. Swings it out to Cooley, who has a little bit of space. Good blocking there by the receivers and tight end. Here goes Cooley. Is he going to be caught? He is not. Touchdown on the first offensive play of the second half. Trey Cooley, the Louisville transfer, with his 3rd touchdown in 2 weeks.
Watch number 2 on this play. Great block right here. That key block right there is what sprang Cooley, and once he got to the open field, it's a race to the end zone, and the South Carolina State player.
Eden Burr sends it through on the extra point.
Better position on 2nd down and short.
Washington at quarterback, he keeps it. He's got some space to the outside, cuts it up and runs through a tackler. It was Brooks at the end of that.
And you see, once again, the ability by Washington, a good job by the offensive player to find someone to block. Keyshawn Toney.
Kevin McGurk told us they would try to employ more this week. Here's the option again. Pitches it out quickly. More space in the run game. Cuts it upfield down the sideline to the 20, 15, pushed out near the 10-yard line. The true freshman, Jaworn Howell, finally tracked down by Harvey.
Number 1 had an angle on him, but a good job by Howell to just outrun Brooks and get to the edge, and once he gets down the field, Brooks is in trail mode at that point.
Keyshawn Toney, the tight end on the left. They run the option. Washington cuts it up, and he's in. Andre Washington, the 2nd score of the day for South Carolina State.
What I want you to watch in this play, watch number 1, Miles Brooks. He does what you're supposed to do when he commits to the back. But right here, Moala, you cannot allow the quarterback to cut back. That is your assignment.
Zimmerman sends it through to make it 35-13. Haynes King takes over at the 32-yard line. Flips it quickly to Rutherford. Here goes Rutherford near the 45 where he's tackled, and it's a first down pickup of 15 yards. Aaron Smith on the stop. Malik Rutherford had a 55-yard catch last week, one of his 5 for 85. Play action pass, King, long throw, wide open receiver, Blaylock. He's down the sideline, back-to-back big first downs here. Gain of 23 to the transfer from Georgia.
And a good job by the offensive line to sell the run. You see them kind of take that step, that jab step. What that does is that occupies the linebacker's eyes long enough for the back to get out into space.
Handoff Haynes, cuts it upfield, staying on his feet. Dragged down by Aaron Smith. Haynes trying to jump through right there. 3rd and 8 here in the red zone. Haynes King looking far side. Nobody there. Now lobbing it back of the end zone. A little bit of a reckless throw, but Jamari Benjamin can't bring it in.
Just throw it out the back of the end zone.
Hold down by Shanahan. Field goal is up and good.
But today, 7 catches, 162 touchdowns. He should be mentioned as well.
3rd and 4. Caught there and dragged down at the 40-yard line. Nice grab by Jordan Smith. Fields connecting with him to move the chains. Eford on the stop. South Carolina State averaging 6.5 yards on first down right now. Here's another throw. Nice grab out wide. Option right side. Trying to cut it upfield, and that's a tackle for loss for Georgia Tech. Oliver back in it again. They did not have a sack or a TFL last week.
To stretch that out, I talked about it earlier. The way these big fellas are able to stretch those plays out and move from side to side.
Making the most of it here on this drive, certainly. 3rd and 11 now for South Carolina State. Fields looking downfield. High throw and brought in. Nice grab by the tight end, Keyshawn Toney, who has looked really impressive.
Kenan Johnson on the cover, but Watch what he does. He puts the ball where only his receiver can high point the football, and he gets both feet down.
3 minutes left in this third quarter. 10th play of the drive right here. Handoff up the middle. Not much doing. Ball came out, and Georgia Tech has the football. And guess who? Kyle Kennard. Popped out. Biggers and company in there. Kennard comes up with it right in his lap. The Yellow Jackets have not had a quarterback throw for 300 or more yards in back-to-back games in the last 20 years. Here he is on second down. Great move there in the middle of the field. Rutherford has the first down on a 14-yard pickup.
And that is a stat I don't think you're going to be able to read too much longer, because Haynes King seems to be in a groove. And once again, you see him getting more and more familiar with his receivers, where they like the football, where they're going to be.
King in the backfield with Cooley, moves into a pistol set here. Hand off to Cooley, bounces it outside, cuts it upfield now, spun down at about the 41-yard line. Chris Austin.
And watch the patience by Cooley on this play. He allows the play to develop right here, boom. Then he bounces it to the outside. You see the spin, the balance, and then the power.
King rolling out under pressure off his back foot, just throws this one away. Pressured by Jablonski Green. He's had a good start to the season, a grad student from Lamar, South Carolina. 4th and 3, Georgia Tech going for it here. The 34-yard line of South Carolina State. King has some time to the sideline. Blaylock goes up. Did he pull it in? He did. What a grab by Dominic Blaylock.
Watch the left foot.
Please reset the game clock to 20 seconds. 20 seconds, please.
Ooh, I don't know. That's close.
I think he got that left foot.
I think he got it down. He got it down.
2nd and 5. Handoff up the middle, and he breaks through. Cooley into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. 15 yards for Trey Cooley, who had 2 on the ground last week.
And the offensive line, once again, doing a good job. And they just parted the Red Sea, and Cooley went in basically untouched. He didn't see a defender until he got to the 1-yard line, and by that time, momentum carried him into the end zone. Offensive line doing a good job of getting the hat on the hat and covering up those linebackers.
Hayden Burr sends it through what could be the final play of the third quarter. Keep it on the ground with the option left side. Charging forward. It's a first down. It's still going. It's Josh Shaw to end the third quarter.
Because he bleeds Georgia Tech football. He's been a part of what they're trying to build and what they've been building in the past. And you just got to love that. He's everything Georgia Tech football.
Was at Alabama as their offensive line coach for 3 years before returning to Georgia Tech. Fields stepping up, in trouble, and almost finds an open man but can't quite complete that pass.
To say, hey, what I taught them is great, but I want them to learn from someone else and learn a whole new technique of how to block and be successful from the offensive line position.
Blaylock, a little space-breaking tackle, staying inbounds and takes it near the 40-yard line. Seeing some of his first action of this 2023 season. Pitches it out wide. Dante Smith gets the edge, dragged down at the 46-yard line on a gain of 10, and he has a first down. See if Pyron gets a chance to throw it. He does. Has plenty of time now, rolling out on the run. Singleton on the sideline makes the catch. Beautiful throw and catch from Pyron to Singleton.
And then make himself a target for his quarterback. And that's a great catch and toe tap.
Pistol set, wants to throw it. Going to set up a little screen here, and Rutherford going backwards, tackled by the defensive end Godbolt. Some pressure coming, steps up in the pocket, long throw just off the hands of his intended target, Rutherford, co-offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach here at Georgia Tech. Burr's kick is up and splits the uprights. He's making an impression today. I know that guy. Big hit in the backfield there. Tackle for loss here for Georgia Tech.
Finding receivers down the field.
Washington wants to throw it this time, rolling out, long throw off the hands of his receiver. It's been the Corey Field show for a long time in Orangeburg. This is a bouncer. Rodney Shelley fields it, makes a man miss, trying to get to the sideline. Here's the speed. Somebody ran out of bounds. Too much speed from Rodney Shelley on that return. And Louisville. Georgia Tech with the football. Tackle in the backfield quickly. Loss of 4 yards on that. We'll move to 1-1 on the season. They are at number 22 Ole Miss next week. Tipped and intercepted.
It's a pass up. Watch number 43. He reads the quarterback's eyes, gets his hand up, and then you see Jablonski Green come across. Jablonski Green off of the tip from Jared Kersey to make the interception. So you like the active hands to begin with. Then you see more active hands to keep the ball up in the air, and Jablonski Green with the concentration to squeeze it.
5 years as an assistant at South Carolina under Lou Holtz. Took over at South Carolina State in 2002.
They bring in players that might not be 4 or 5 star players, but they develop talent.
2nd and 10 now for Zach Pyron. Tosses out wide. Evan Dickens, the freshman running back, showing off the moves. He's close to a first down at the 40-yard line.
So all of the things that you're looking for as far as a recipe for success offensively, we've seen it today from Georgia Tech.
Dickens breaking free and wrapped up. Last man that had a chance to get him did.
And once again, you see the balance, the power, the vision, and the unwillingness to just go down.
That'll be the last play of the game. This is a Georgia Tech offense that finished in the bottom 3 of the ACC in points per game, yards per game, and passing yards per game. They've got playmakers, they've got their quarterback, and they've got their first win of the season here over South Carolina State. Buddy Pugh and Brent Key shaking hands.